We're following a developing story out of South Africa. Officials there are on a recovery mission after a bus crashed while driving through a mountain pass. 45 people are dead and there is just one survivor. The passengers were traveling from a village in Botswana, and were on a pilgrimage for Easter celebrations. CBC's Trisha Kindleman has the details. So, Trisha, what more can you tell us about the crash and what happened?
Well, Jacqueline, the group that you mentioned from the Botswana community was making their way to a community named Moriah for some Easter celebrations. And we know that they were traveling through a mountain pass region when they were going over what's known as the Matlakala Bridge, just between, you can see the cities of Marken and Makopane there, about 200 miles north of the capital of Pretoria. So while the bus was making its way through this mountainous region, it's believed that the bus hit this corner here. It went over the edge, hitting this guardrail and falling about 50 meters to the ground below, according to authorities. They also say that once it hit that ground, that rocky surface underneath, it then caught fire. People, of course, were killed in this instance. We know that it was about 30 women and 15 men died in this crash. Authorities on the scene have said that some of those bodies have been burned beyond recognition and others are still trapped inside the debris. So far, 34 have been recovered, but they say that only 9 have been identified, but that they will continue the process to identify and repatriate the remains of the deceased. We have also heard from South African President Cyril Ramaphosa. A statement from his office has sent his condolences to the family members involved in this situation who have been impacted by this tragic crash. Of note, though, the Ministry of Transportation in South Africa and around this region did put out a notice ahead of Easter weekend. It's becoming a notoriously tragic weekend for car crashes, unfortunately. Last year, we know that more than 200 people in South Africa were killed in crashes during the Easter weekend.
And 45 killed in this particular crash, Trisha, but one sole survivor and just a young girl. You were telling us about how she might have been ejected before the bus went over the guardrail?
Yeah, it's really unclear how that may have occurred or what may have happened there, but one of the officials from that Ministry of Transportation telling BBC News that that's what they believe happened, leaving her as the sole survivor from this crash. So they are saying that she was airlifted to hospital. She has serious injuries, but is now in stable condition. And, those rescue operations began late last evening and have continued through the day. It's beginning to get dark there. The darkness is setting in, so it's expected that that will shortly wrap up and will pick back up again in the morning, Jacqueline.
Okay, thank you, Trisha. That's the CBC's Trisha Kindleman.